The FBI file release will put Epstein conspiracies to rest.
This is tough. I'm going to say it should put them to rest, but it's not going to, for obvious reasons.
I'll take the affirmative.
Okay.
Because I think it's harder.
Go for it, Mr. Optimism.
So, if you think about the entire incentive structure of the timeline of Jeffrey Epstein and his arrest, his death, and the fallout.
His second arrest.
His second arrest,
Yeah.
right? We'll get into that non-prosecution agreement in a minute. The incentive structure has been that anyone who had access to these files had reason to reveal anything inculpatory that they could, right? So originally, Donald Trump, he gets access to these files during the arrest. Theoretically, if there was evidence of Bill Clinton cavorting with the underage, sex trafficking victims themselves, not just like the weird massage, creepy behavior, but like actually like engaging in sex crimes, why would Donald Trump have not just released it? His first labor secretary, Alex Acosta, was the original prosecutor that brokered the non-prosecution agreement in 2008 that gave Jeffrey Epstein, despite all this ample evidence, they had him dead to rights. Instead, he spent 13 months in jail where he basically had unlimited entry-exit position. So Alex Acosta had to resign as labor secretary. Then you have Donald Trump, every incentive to leak if there was, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, all the
usual suspects, right?
Then you have Joe Biden take over. If there was a smoking gun about Trump, if Elon Musk was right when he said Trump's in the Epstein files, why wouldn't Joe Biden have used that in the election he was running, right? Then you have Trump take over again, and the Attorney General of the United States that's releasing all these, she was the Attorney General of Florida from 2011 to 2019. So she could have gone after Epstein, but didn't. So I think it just comes down to like the banality of conspiracy theories, however harmful the conspiracy theories themselves are, they actually come from a very human instinct to want to rationalize the injustices of the world, right? Something like this, you need to justify how was this serial monster predator able to get away with this for decades and decades and decades? And the answer is because the system lets most serial sex offenders get away with this for decades and decades and decades. Look, according to 2023 FBI data, only 12% of rapes reported to the police end in arrest.
That's very low.
And out of 1,000 sexual assaults, only 25 perpetrators will be convicted and serve time behind bars. So this is the norm. And so I think the conspiracy theories originally happened because people couldn't believe the system could be this bad. And now I think, no, they understand it actually is just this bad. Like Jeffrey Epstein was obviously uniquely a comic book villain because he had the wealth and he had the powerful friends, but this is the norm.
I actually don't really have much to add to that except to say you're wrong entirely. I think, what you're saying about how the evidence, bore itself out during both the Trump administration, V1, and the Biden administration, I think is totally correct. But I think your point about how misinformation spreads like wildfire just underlines how, the DOJ coming out and very publicly saying Jeffrey Epstein did not have this secret black book of people he had blackmail on. He did kill himself. That's not going to stop the people on the internet, first and foremost, because a lot of these people make money off of pushing these rumors and stuff like this. I think a quick scroll down X, formerly known as Twitter, Monday morning would have showed you that the people pushing these conspiracies, for the most part, have not been deterred by what the DOJ came out and said over the weekend. I think ultimately, and again, we sort of touched about, on this at the beginning, words matter, right? Especially in the internet age, especially with someone who, and some of the Democrats out there might take issue with this, someone who is as charismatic as a Donald Trump. And I'm not saying Donald Trump was, pushing Jeffrey Epstein conspiracy theories, because he actually, I'll give him credit for this, when Epstein was first ran afoul of the law in the early 2000s, Donald Trump straight up kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was like, you're persona non grata. And look, I just think we cannot expect facts and the truth to adequately inform how people behave online. I mean, the last 15 years have told us that. Like, truth certainly plays very little into issues like this, especially, issues that are automatically wrapped up in secrecy because they're an FBI investigation and because foreign heads of state are involved and things like that. I think, and again, much in the same way that I hope we can learn, we, the collective American public, from the Texas floods about, how do we approach these issues?
Yeah.
How do we talk about, tragedies and the such? Some people will be able to learn from how collectively America handled the last 10 years of the Jeffrey Epstein saga and move forward. And it's not like sex crimes are going to go away, and it's not like wealthy people getting out of punishment for crimes of which they've been convicted will go away anytime soon. And I just think it's a shame because once the cat comes out of the bag, you can't put her back in, right?